How's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, we're going to be talking about a bunch of awesome topics that you guys have asked me over on my Twitter account, including the next update for GTA Online, what we can expect in the next version of Grand Theft Auto's multiplayer, and a whole lot more. So as always, if you guys want to get involved in the next video like this, all you got to do is go down in the description, follow me on Twitter, and just use that hashtag AskBoss whenever I'm looking for a Q&A question, and you might find yourself featured in the next video. But with out of the way, let's not waste any more time and let's jump straight into it. Our first question today comes from Daniel, and he says, do you think Rockstar will ever add a lifestyle DLC where it's just relaxing living in your mansion and add fun mini games? So I think this would be really cool, but as I've stated in the past, unless an update involves you directly spending money to make more money, like a business update, I don't think Rockstar is going to introduce a DLC like that anymore. We've seen that really over 2016 and 2017, where if an update doesn't benefit Rockstar, they're not really going to do it. And while Rockstar could price the mansions pretty expensive, and they could make adding things like mini games, let's say like a pool table in your mansion, like an upgrade to it, there really isn't a lot of long-term things that Rockstar could get money from. You know, what you would buy in terms of a mansion would be like a one-time purchase, and then that would be it. So I know we've talked about this a lot, but I am still holding out hope for a mansion, whether that comes in some sort of like Vinewood celebrity movie DLC or whether that comes in like a hipster part 2 update. I'm really not too sure, but it's kind of like the final frontier for properties. We have regular houses, we have stilt homes, apartments, penthouse apartments. Really, mansions are the only thing we don't have. We have yachts and stuff like that. I wish Rockstar would add a new property in the game that doesn't necessarily have to be tied to a business, kind of like the facility is. But again, I don't think Rockstar is ever going to get away from the business style updates. I think that's their thing going forward. Ryan says, do you think the Kamacho is truly coming out on February 6th? So if you watched my video a couple of days ago, you know that FunMW2 was able to find the official release order for the unreleased cars from the Doomsday Heist, and it has the Kamacho coming out on February 6th. And I believe FunMW2 because if you watch that video, you know I asked him a bunch of questions, and he said, yeah, this came from a site that we weren't supposed to have access to, that Rockstar accidentally opened up for a little bit. So I 100% believe FunMW2. I think the Kamacho is going to be coming out on February 6th with the Z190 on the following week, then the Hustler, and then the Fister Comet SR. And once again, if you did watch that video, you know that since we have 5 vehicles left, the drip feed is going to be ending on February 27th. So we've basically got, when this video comes out, a month left of the drip feeding content in Grand Theft Auto Online from the Doomsday Heist, which is not all that bad before we move on to what's next. Now, speaking of what's next, this next question comes from Jay. He says, drip feed ends on March 6th, even though that's incorrect. It ends on February 27th. So new DLC on the 13th or the 20th. I think a new update is going to come out on either March 6th or March 13th if Rockstar follows the same pattern they did with Smuggler's Run and Gun Running and Smuggler's Run in the Doomsday Heist. So from Gun Running to Smuggler's Run, it was 1 week after the DLC ended, and from Smuggler's Run to Doomsday Heist, it was 2 weeks after the DLC ended when we saw a new update. So I fully expect Rockstar to follow the exact same pattern. What they've been doing over the last year or so is extending the drip feed so that when the drip feed ends, there's only about 1 week of absence before we immediately jump into the next update. And I think that's exactly what Rockstar will do in March. Now, speaking of the update in March, we have 2 questions regarding that. This first question comes from Dakota, who says, what do you think the update in March is going to be about? And then sort of a follow-up question from Marcos, who says, last year we got a special vehicle circuit. Do you think we can get another type of race that involves the new vehicles that came out with the Doomsday Heist? So those 2 questions go together because, Marcos, that's exactly what I think is going to occur. So in March 2017, we got Cunning Stunts Special Vehicle Circuit, which was basically the Cunning Stunts DLC in combination with the Import-Export DLC vehicles. What I think is going to happen this year is Rockstar is going to take the Transform races, and they're going to take some of the Doomsday Heist vehicles, maybe like the Stromberg and the Deluxo, and they're going to turn them into a set of races. Now, what they're going to call them, I'm not sure, but I feel like that would make sense for a couple reasons. Number one, it's exactly what Rockstar did in March. Number one, that's exactly what Rockstar did in March in 2017. And number two, March and the early springtime is typically a filler month or a down month for Grand Theft Auto Online in terms of DLCs. Most big DLCs don't come out in March, if you think about it. And since Red Dead Redemption 2 is likely right around the corner, they also probably wouldn't want to do a massive update that would take away from some of the Red Dead Redemption 2 hype. So that is exactly what I think is going to happen in the month of March for 2018. Our next question comes from the Red Robber, who says, do you think at some point Rockstar will make everything double money in RP, like for a special event? That would actually be so cool if everything in Grand Theft Auto Online was double money in RP. Robbing convenience stores, doing heist missions, doing races. I think that would be so cool, even if it was for just like one weekend. I think that would be awesome. I hope Rockstar does that at one point in time, maybe like the final weekend of Grand Theft Auto Online. That would be super cool if they made everything like 50% off and they made making money 2 times money in RP. That would be the coolest thing ever. I can't see Rockstar doing that, but that would be so much fun, and I think it would be a great way to send off Grand Theft Auto Online. Speaking of sending off Grand Theft Auto Online, our next question comes from Best in the World 360, who says, do you think GTA Online 2 will be as successful? So we obviously don't know what's going to happen to the multiplayer version of the next Grand Theft Auto game, whether it's GTA 6 or Vice City 2. You would assume that Rockstar would create Grand Theft Auto Online 2.0. Maybe there's a chance they just allow you to keep your status from the original GTA game. Or maybe they merge the worlds, like Grand Theft Auto 6 Online will be able to play with GTA 5 Online. Again, we don't know what's going to happen, but I think there's a strong possibility that that's what Rockstar could do. Now, as far as will it be successful or more successful, you would assume so. You would think that Rockstar would learn their lessons from what they did in Grand Theft Auto Online. There was a lot of things I feel like they did right, a lot of things I feel like they did wrong. And since this was their first big multiplayer experience, I think they can definitely improve on what they did in this version of Online and make the second version that much better. So yes, I do think it will be as successful, likely even more successful. Sebro MLG says, what happened to the Christmas liveries that were supposed to be on the Revolter? So I think that Rockstar added a bunch of content in the Doomsday Heist that's going to be kept to next Christmas. So they did not release every Christmas livery. They didn't release a bunch of the other liveries. And like you mentioned, there were supposed to be Christmas camo liveries for the Revolter and a bunch of other vehicles that we never ended up getting. I think Rockstar is going to be saving that till Christmas 2018. I know that sounds far-fetched, but remember, 2018 is going to be the year of Red Dead Redemption 2, which means Rockstar might not be focusing on online all that much. And if that's the case, they probably stacked up on extra content in the Doomsday Heist to eventually be added in the 2018 Christmas update. I know that seems like a long way away, but honestly, I feel like that's exactly what Rockstar did, because there's no point in releasing it now because nothing Christmas makes sense. That time has come and gone. So I really do think we're going to see it in 2018. Josh Asher says, if there is a naval update, will you expect the MOC of the sea or an update on the yacht? Honestly, I think it could be both. I think Rockstar could add a mobile operation center of the sea, like a submarine or an aircraft carrier, or they could just allow us to upgrade our yacht to become a mobile operation center, because right now the yachts are a really perfect vessel. They just don't really have any of the features that you would need for an MOC. So I could honestly see Rockstar doing both. I also see that as being the possibility for the next update, is Rockstar exploring the waters and the sort of naval aqua update. That could actually be really cool. But again, it would all come down to execution. Rockstar can make an amazing idea, but if they don't execute it well, then it's just not going to make sense. But I do think an upgrade to the yacht or something special like a submarine or an aircraft carrier would be perfect. Fireman says, do you think there will be anything more powerful than the Orbital Cannon? Well, that's hard to beat because the Orbital Cannon is pretty much unstoppable. You have to be like inside of your apartment or in passive mode. That's pretty much the only way to stop it. The only other thing I could see would be like a tactical nuke. You know, that kind of brings me back to my Modern Warfare 2 days when you called that in if you got a 25 kill streak. So again, I don't think Rockstar will. I think that it was the Doomsday scenario that's going to be the most powerful thing they've added. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you're trying to do. Are you trying to like destroy all of Los Santos with your more than powerful orbital cannon? No, I think that Rockstar sort of messed up with the Orbital Cannon, so I don't think we'll be seeing anything like that really anytime soon in online. And this final question today comes from Paul. He says, do you think this would be a cool Mark II weapon for GTA Online? And he has a link to a website that is boringcompany.com/flamethrower. Now, if you're unaware of what the Boring Company is, this is essentially Elon Musk's company. If you're not sure who Elon Musk is, he is the owner of SpaceX and Tesla. We have Tesla cars in GTA 5. That's Coil. Avon Hertz is actually a parody of Elon Musk. And apparently his company has created a $500 flamethrower. That's right, Elon Musk's firm, The Boring Company, has created a $500 flamethrower that you can literally buy. So Paul wants to know, would this be a cool weapon for online? Absolutely. The flamethrower was so cool in Vice City. It was one of the wackiest weapons we could have in the game, but it was also just a blast to use. And I feel like that's one of the things Rockstar has neglected from GTA 5. They don't have enough wacky weapons. Like in San Andreas, you could get a purple dildo. In Vice City, there was a katana, there was a flamethrower. There were so many cool weapons you could get in. In GTA 5, we don't really seem to have any of those, aside from some maybe unique melee weapons like a golf club or a broken bottle. So I think that would be awesome, Paul. But anyways, that's all the questions that we're going to be answering in this week's Q&A video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. As always, if you want to potentially be featured in another Q&A video, all you got to do is go down in the description, follow me on Twitter, and be sure to use that hashtag AskBoss, and you might find yourself featured in another video like this. If you did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And also, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.